Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain you the screw gauge, the device that is used to measure the length. In our last video, we have learned about the least count of the measuring instrument and also the vernier caliper. So let us revise what is least count. Least count of an instrument is the smallest measurement that can be taken accurately with it. And every measuring instrument has its different least count. And smaller the least count of an instrument, more precise is the measurement made by using it. For example, if I am using the scale gives the calculation up to 1 decimal place and vernier gives the value up to 2 decimal place. So which one is more accurate? Obviously up to 2 decimal place, that means vernier caliper is more accurate than that of scale, and also the least count of the vernier caliper is less than that of scale. So our next instrument is the screw gauge. The least count of the screw gauge is lesser than that of vernier caliper. That means the measurement that is being done by the screw gauge, that is more precise than vernier caliper, because in the screw gauge the readings we are getting, that is up to 3 decimal place. So before starting the screw gauge, I will explain you the principle of screw gauge. Screw gauge depends on the principle of screw. All of you have seen the screw. In a screw that has a threads on it and equal distance along its length, right? Have you seen there is a circular parts on the screw? These circular parts are called, the circular rings are called the threads, and each and every thread, each and every circular ring is having the same distance in between them, right? The consecutive threads have the same distance in between them. So this is the general diagram of screw gauge, where a screw is there and over the screw a circular head is there that is movable. This head moves forward and backward, right, in a linear way along its axis, and the linear distance with which the screw moves in one complete round of thread is equal to the distance between two consecutive threads on it. It means whenever this circular head is moving over the screw, so when it complete the one complete rotation, when it does one complete rotation, then in that complete rotation it moves from one thread to another thread. That means in one complete rotation, how much distance it is moving? It is moving the distance between two consecutive threads, right? And this distance is called pitch. So you can say the pitch is what? Pitch is the distance between two consecutive threads, or either you can define the pitch of a screw is distance moved along its axis by the screw in one complete rotation of its head. So in both way you can define the pitch, either the distance between two consecutive threads or either the distance moved by the circular head in one complete rotation. Both are pitch, right? So with the circular head, actually we calculate the circular scale. So before calculation we must know the least count of screw. What is least count of screw? So if a pitch of a screw is 1 millimeter, pitch means to say the thread distance, the consecutive thread distance, right? So if the distance in between two consecutive threads is 1 millimeter and on the circular head, right, see over here the divisions are there, right? If the divisions are 100 on a screw gauge, right, then the pitch will be what? The least count will be what? It will be pitch divided by the total number of divisions on the circular head. So over here we have taken that the pitch of a screw is 1 millimeter and we are taking that total 100 divisions are on its end. So least count will be what? Least count will be pitch of the screw divided by the total number of divisions, right? So what it will become? Pitch is how much? 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter and divisions are 100. So 1 upon 100 it will become how much? 0.01 millimeter. This is what? This is the least count of screw. And if you want to convert millimeter into centimeter, it will become 0.001 centimeter, right? So this is what? This is the least count of screw gauge. So if I compare it with the scale least count is what? 0.1 centimeter. In case of 1 year, it was 0.01 centimeter. But in case of screw gauge, we are having the least count 0.001 centimeter. That means your screw gauge is more precise than that of 1 year caliper as well as scale, right? And what we get about the least count? Least count in case of screw gauge is what? It is the pitch of screw divided by the total number of divisions on the circular head. Let us take some examples. So first example, it is given that if a screw moves by 1 millimeter in one rotation. See, when the circular head moves one rotation, when it completes one rotation, so distance moved by is what? It is the pitch. That means pitch over here is what? 1 millimeter, and it is having 100 divisions on its circular head. Now what is least count? Pitch divided by total number of division on circular head. So that means 1 upon 100 it will be there, so it will become 0.01 millimeter, or either you can say 0.001 centimeter. Another example he has taken with different pitch and with the different divisions. Now here he has taken that a screw moves 1 millimeter in 2 rotations. See, in 2 rotation it is moving 1 millimeter. That means in 1 rotation it will move only 0.5 millimeter. That means pitch is what? 0.5 mm, right? Now number of division is how much? It is given 50. Now least count is what? Pitch divided by number of divisions. That means 0.5 divided by 50. So you are getting 0.01 mm or 0.001 centimeter. Third example, it is taking that if a screw moves by 1 millimeter in 2 rotation. That means again the pitch is how much? 0.5 millimeter, because pitch is what? Distance moved in one rotation, right? So circular scale has 500 divisions. Total number of division is 500. Least count is what? Pitch divided by total number of divisions. So it will be 0.5 divided by 500. So you will get 0.001 millimeter, right? So over here, depending upon what is the pitch given and what is the number of divisions is given, depending upon that you will have the least count, right? Generally we are having the screw gauge which is having 100 divisions and the distance between two threads is 1 millimeter. That's why we generally takes that the least count of screw gauge is 0.001 centimeter, 0.001 centimeter. But if it is said calculate the least count, then you need to consider the pitch as well as you need to consider the number of divisions on the circular head, right? Now next comes the screw gauge. What is screw gauge? Screw gauge works on the principle of screw that I have already told you. And why it is used? It is used to measure the diameter of a wire or thickness of a paper. See, paper is very thin. So with the help of screw gauge, you can calculate the thickness of the paper also, right? And as we have seen that it is more precise, we can calculate up to the 3 decimal places, right? We can calculate the value up to 3 decimal places. That means it is much better than that of 1 year caliper or as well as scale. So next comes the description. Over here the diagram is given. This is the construction diagram of the screw gauge. It is having stud A, that is fixed, having screw, right? And the screw is having nut, then it is having sleeve, circular scale, recette, right? So what is with the help of recette, what we do, we move the recette. If we move the recette, the circular head will move. This circular head will move on the sleeve, right? And when it will move on the sleeve, and hence the screw will move, and so B will move towards A, right? So what is there? It has a U-shaped frame with a flat end A, right? With a flat end A. And now for which object you need to do the calculation, that is being put inside A and B, and then the recette is moved till then the object get stuck in between A and B, right? So a screw with its one flat and B can be moved inside the nut by rotating its head, which is in the form of hollow cylinder, right? And your sleeves forms the main scale. See, your this sleeve is having the graduation over there, and this is called your main scale reading. Further, this circular scale, this your hollow cylinder is having the circular scale, that is a circular head, and it is also graduated in that what is there, the number of divisions are there, right? So your main scale is in millimeter, and how much number of divisions are there on the circular head, based upon that you will calculate the least count, right? So what happens, and with the help of circular, what you do, you calculate the circular scale reading. The screw is always rotating by turning the receipt. Whenever you are moving the screw, you will not hold the cylinder part, you will not hold the stud, or you will not move the sleeve. What you will move, you will the receipt only, right? As soon as the flat end B of the screw comes in contact either with stud A, or either if the object is in between, then we don't move the receipt, and accordingly whatever the calculation is being done, we do it. So further comes the main parts of the screw gauge. So over here we have seen it is having receipt, it is having sleeve, right? It is having thimble, main scale, and the circular scale. So what are the functions of this receipt? As I said, it is being used to advance the screw, right? It is used to move the screw, right? Whenever we move the receipt, the screw will move inside or outside, right? So either if you are moving anti-clockwise, or either if you are moving clockwise, accordingly the direction of the movement of the screw will get changed. So whenever we want to calculate the thickness of the object, it is being put inside the in between the A and B, right? So further, what is sleeve? To mark main scale and baseline. See over here, have you seen that baseline on the sleeve? Baseline is there and the main scale is also there. Thimble to mark circular scale, that your circular head, that is your thimble. Main scale to calculate the main reading, and that is correct up to 1 millimeter, and circular scale, that is up to 0.01 millimeter. These are the main parts of the screw gauge with which we calculate the reading, we calculate the diameter or the thickness of the parts. Next comes pitch and the least count of the screw gauge. I earlier discussed in this video that pitch is what? Pitch is the linear distance moved by its screw on the main scale when the circular scale is given one complete rotation. That means whenever the circular head is moving, when the circular head is completing one rotation, so how much distance is being moved on the main scale, that is called the pitch. And least count is what? Least count depends upon the pitch and the number of divisions on the circular scale. So just divide that, you will get the least count. Now as I said that lesser the least count, more precise the instrument will be there. So can we decrease the least count in case of screw gauge? Yes. How? So ways to decrease the least counts are what? First, either by decreasing the pitch. See, if the distance between two threads is less, so what happened? The least count will automatically will be less. And again, if the total number of division for the same pitch is higher, if I am saying 1 millimeter is the pitch and the circular head is having the 100 divisions, another screw gauge 1 millimeter is the pitch and it is having 500 divisions. So which one will be more precise? Obviously the screw gauge which is having 500 divisions. That means more the number of divisions on the circular scale, more precise the screw gauge will be, right? So less will be the least count, more precise the instrument will be. Now whenever we are using the instruments, right, these are the machines, so whenever we are using these, obviously the sources of errors are also there. So in case of screw gauge, again there are some errors. So either the particular screw gauge is having an error or not. How to decide that? That is being decided on bringing the stud A and the B of the screw in contact. See, without putting an object in between them, just move the receipt and then what will happen? A and B will come in contact, right? Once they come in contact, then we need to see either the zero of the circular head coincides with the baseline. If the zero and the baselines are coinciding, then it is said the screw gauge is free from any error. But if it is not, then it is having the errors. Now if the error is there, then what type of the error it can be? There are two kinds of error. Zero errors are of two kinds, that is positive zero error and the negative zero error. I will start with the positive zero error. Now what is positive zero error? If on bringing the flat end of B of the screw in contact with stud A, the zero mark on the circular scale is below the baseline. See, I am showing you the diagram. Over here, the zero on the circular scale, on the red part on the circular scale, on the circular head, the zero is not coinciding with the baseline. Have you seen the baseline? It is below the baseline. So, if zero of the circular head is below the baseline, then it is called the positive zero error, right? And to find that, what we need to do? See, now from the diagram it is clear that the zero error is there, and that is the positive error as the zero is below the baseline. But how much is the error that you need to calculate? And that error is calculated by calculating the coinciding line. Coinciding line, that means on the circular head, which division is coinciding with the baseline. See, over here with the baseline, the fifth division is completely making a straight line with the baseline. That means 5 is what? It is the coinciding division. Now, the positive error will be what? It is plus coinciding division multiplied by the least count, right? As I said, generally we take the least count of screw gauge as 0.001 centimeter, right? And coinciding division in this diagram we have seen that it is 5, right? So what will be the error? It will be plus 5. Why plus? Because it is positive zero error. So 5 into 0.001 centimeter, it will become plus 0.005 centimeter, right? So we have calculated the zero error. So whatever be the value we have calculated, you need to subtract the error from there. So we have done the positive zero error. Next is your negative zero error. If on bringing A and B in contact, if the zero of the circular head is above the baseline. See, now over here 0 is above the baseline, right? So this is called your negative zero error. So negative zero error is what? If the zero of the circular head is above the baseline of the main scale, then the zero error is said to be negative zero error. Now, error is there, then how much it is? And for that we are having the formula minus within bracket total number of divisions minus the coinciding division. So over here, how much total number of divisions are there? It is having 100 divisions. And which one is making the straight line with the baseline? It is 95. That means 95 is the coinciding division. So how will you calculate the negative zero error? It is minus into 100 minus 95. Minus why? Because it is the negative zero error. 100 why? 100 is the total number of division. Minus 95 is what? 95 is the coinciding division multiplied by 0.001 centimeter. So hence you will get minus 0.005 centimeter. This is what? This is the negative error, right? Next comes the measurement of diameter of a wire with the help of screw gauge. If you are having the screw gauge, what you will do to calculate the measurement? So first thing is that to find the least count and the zero error. So just close the receipt closely so that A and B get in touch, and then calculate either the zero of the circular head is coinciding with the baseline or not. If it is coinciding, that means it is free from error. But if it is not coinciding, then you need to calculate either it is having positive error or either it is having negative error, right? So accordingly you need to calculate how much zero error is there, right? Positive error will always come positive and negative error will always come negative. Then what you need to do, turn the receipt anti-clockwise so to obtain gap between stud A and B. Once the gap is there, put the object in between there and close the receipt so that the object get tight in between A and B. Then what you need to do, you need to take the main scale reading as well as the circular scale reading. Main scale reading means to say how much divisions are visible on the circular scale, right? That is your main scale reading. And second thing, circular scale reading, how will you do that? Circular scale reading is what? It is coinciding division multiplied by the least count, right? So whenever the screw gauge is object is in between, obviously one division will coincide with the baseline. So what is that division? and multiply it with the least count, and least count is what? 0.001. So, and just add the circular scale, add main scale reading and the circular scale reading, that will be your observation. So next, see over here, the value is also given. Observed diameter is what? Main scale reading plus circular scale division coinciding the baseline of main scale multiplied by the least count, and this you can say the circular scale reading. So observed diameter will be what? Main scale reading plus circular scale reading, right? Now true diameter. True diameter means to say, if the screw gauge is having the error, you need to subtract the error also. So true diameter will be what? Observed diameter minus 0 error, right? So with that you will get the value of the diameter. For example, over here a screw gauge reading is given, and I want to calculate what is the reading of that. So first, what I need to calculate? Main scale reading. Main scale reading means to say, on the baseline how much divisions are visible. So after 0, it is clearly visible only 2 divisions are there. That means main scale reading is how much? It is 2 millimeter, right? So 2 millimeter. Now what you need to find? The coinciding division. See, 55, 56. So 56 is the coinciding division with the baseline. So circular scale reading is what? Coinciding division multiplied by the least count, right? So over here, what we have done, main scale reading 2 mm, it is 0.2 centimeter, right? 56 division is the coinciding division, so 56 multiplied by least count, it will become 0.001. So the circular scale reading will be 0.056 centimeter. So our observed reading is what? Main scale reading plus circular scale reading. So it is 0.2 plus 0.056 centimeter, hence it will become 0.256 centimeter. If it is in millimeter, it will become 2.56 millimeter. That is how you will do the reading. You will calculate the reading of the screw gauge, and with that reading you can calculate any thickness. Another example is over there. See, what you need to find the pitch of screw. The pitch of screw is 1 millimeter. Then you need to find the least count of screw gauge. See over here, it is clearly visible the circular head is having 100 divisions. Now least count is what? Pitch divided by the total number of divisions. So 1 divided by 100, it will become 0.01 millimeter, or you can say 0.001 centimeter. This is what? Least count. Next, reading you need to calculate. In reading, what I said? Main scale reading and circular scale reading. Main scale reading means to say, on the baseline how much divisions are visible. Again over here 2 divisions are clearly visible. So main scale reading is how much? 2 millimeter, right? Or either you can say 0.2 centimeter. Now I want to calculate circular scale reading. For circular scale reading, what I need? The coinciding division. So you need to find which one is coinciding. See, 95, 96, 97. So 97 is the coinciding division, right? So 97 multiplied by 0.001, over here solution is there. See, main scale reading is 0.2 centimeter, as I told you. 97th division is the coinciding division. So circular scale reading will be 97 into 0.001. So it will become 0.097 centimeter. So total reading is what? It is main scale reading plus circular scale reading. So 0.2 plus 0.097, and that will be equal to 0.297 centimeter, or you can say 2.97 millimeter. That is how you need to read the screw gauge. Depending upon that, based upon that, I am going to give you some questions that you need to solve.